such a crowded room, but doable. So, clear out the remaining enemies, and an inverted pushdown, followed by another inverted pushdown, and another, all the way until the room was basically clear. Look, I know it's cheap, some of you might even call it a cheese strat, but if they're gonna keep falling for it, then I'm gonna keep a beat on it, okay? Anyway, that this stealth encounter was just the appetizer, because once we actually blow up the last remaining canister here, Triple Black Mask and his large group of goons finally emerged for one fight, aka the main event. Oh boy, this should be interesting because look at how many enemies there are here. You know, rather than trying to target Black Mask 1, 2, and 3 specifically while ignoring all the rest of the guys, I think I'd rather save Sionis for later if I can, and instead prioritize the much more dangerous enemies at hand. Archer Thugs and the Martial Arts Experts. This is a lot easier said than done though, because trying to target a handful of unique enemies in particular with this many thugs surrounding them definitely was proving to be more difficult than I had originally thought. Good news though, perfect crowd control at our disposal. You might want to look away immediately because this move is busted. With that said, it's not a guaranteed victory by all means. It's one tiny slip up, and suddenly we're boxed into a corner by a wall of triplicated thugs, eating hit after hit after hit. Not good. Once I manage to get myself out of that mess though, we're free to start making our combo and using our abilities again. But with our health bar already in the red, we do have to really lock in to finish off the rest of it. So lock in I did, because once the third and final Black Mask went down to my Bat Swarm, it was only a matter of knocking out the last two stragglers, and just like that, we had officially beaten Triplicated Sionis and his entire church boss battle without any issues whatsoever.
Alfred. GCP Alfred. Let GCP Alfred.
Well, okay, maybe it got a little buggy at the end, but still counts, obviously. Back on the board with another victory to add to the success column. Let's keep going.
But you have come as they said you would. They call me Bird.
Looks like we've saved the best for the hardest, most complex boss battle in the entire game. I mean, comparing this to Shiva, Black Mask, or Anarchy, this one definitely still poses a challenge. With that said, it's nothing me and a pair of shot gloves can't handle. Yeah, it's almost poetic the way I executed this final fight to finish the challenge. No damage, no lasting, just absolute perfection from start to finish. You know, obstacles and annoying roadblocks. It's kind of nice to have a boss that's nothing but smooth sailing, right? Now that we've finally gone through every single boss in Open Origins and tried to beat 3 of their counterparts at once, let's add up our score, shall we? In the end, we managed to defeat a total of 14 bosses in Open Origins. And you know what? A 65% success rate in a challenge like this? Considering we were literally breaking the game the entire time, I'd say that's a pretty solid result, don't you? Honestly though, this challenge was a really nice. I went into this video thinking it would be a mildly entertaining mess filled with bugs, glitches, and impossible roadblocks, but a surprising number of these boss fights actually held together. But oh well, maybe next time, right? Yeah, next time, because the real question now is, should we try it with the other Batman Arkham? Because it is possible, and I'm not gonna lie, the idea of tripling bosses like Mr. Freeze sounds absolutely ridiculous, and that's exactly why I kinda wanna try it. So, if that's something you wanna see, let me know. Anyways, if you're interested, I've put together an entire list of instructions for tripling bosses down in the description below, so you can know about these. Just remember though, Mr. Jag was the one who watched me do all this stuff to begin with, so if he didn't get it to work, it's his fault, not mine. No, but seriously, huge shout out to him. I'm not kidding when I say that he spent a lot of time helping me get this whole 3 times the bosses thing to work, and I'm very grateful for it. Also, shout out to my guy George 33 for originally discovering this method many years ago. This challenge literally wouldn't have been possible without them, so go check him out. And with all of that said, thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. is the most difficult challenge I've ever attempted on the channel, and also the hardest mod in the Batman Arkham series ever made. The Nightfall Overhaul, created by GP Unity, is a mod that makes a ton of changes to Arkham Asylum's core gameplay to obviously make the game much more challenging. Any and all enemies have been buffed to be faster attacks with significant shorter counter time frames, much smarter AI that can spot you very easily in intersections, and of course major increases in your damage output that basically just rip your health bar to shreds if you ever get hit. From bosses practically leaving you with 1 HP just by making contact, to the most insignificant enemies now doing so much damage to you that it's not even funny. Yeah, just about every one of them is a significant threat to Batman now. Also, changing are far less likely to do their easily captured move, which is the only way to do anything that can damage them right away. Throwing stuff at you, swinging your fists, and getting up close way more often. Boss fights have been completely reworked, which you'll soon see what I mean by that as we make sites with replacement. Batterings, by far your quickest attacks, have been modified to the point where they will no longer knock over because I really feel like torturing myself today, I'm putting an added self-imposed restriction of absolutely zero health upgrades whatsoever. These fights get way more difficult than the rest of the story, especially with this mod installed. Extra armor is usually supposed to help balance this out, but I want to get the authentic knife experience here. That means that I'm just 1 or 2 hits away from dying throughout the entire run. So with can we beat without any health upgrades? Let's find out. After I mentioned this video's sponsor, Dexter was recently kind enough to send me their brand new wallet, and just opening up the box, I can already tell how high quality everything here is. The packaging, the design, and of course the wallet itself. What you're looking at is the Expert Cardholder Pro, with multiple new features that the previous design did not. The Cardholder Pro has been reworked to have an even more ergonomic shape to fit well within your hand. It's extremely thin, about half the size of a normal wallet, but can still hold up to 14 cards in total. Speaking of cards, Dexter has even upgraded the card structure to metal instead of the previous plastic materials used in the wallet, where all you have to do is push in the little trigger and your cards pop right out for your eye quite easily. Overall, the entire wallet is just very high quality. I am another product I received was Expert Finder card. This little guy is super so that you know exactly where your wallet is at all times. No more misplacing or losing. The Finder card will even send you a notification if you get too far away. So yeah, super convenient.